Hi friends, my name is Vance Rains. I am the lead pastor at First United Methodist Church of Orlando, and this is our midweek devotion for Wednesday, July the 28th, 2021. Hope you're well. I have to say, when I look back to getting my COVID vaccination, I got it on Good Friday, my second dose, I was a little bit surprised at the relief that I felt having the vaccination. Once I knew that I had been fully vaccinated and a couple weeks passed, I just felt entirely different. I didn't realize the weight that had been on my shoulders, the way I had felt trapped by it, the fear that I felt. I just felt a newfound freedom. Now, like a lot of us, kind of stumbled into what's normal. I hadn't been going to restaurants. I'd always been wearing a mask. We were just starting to meet in person at church again. Do I shake somebody's hand? Do we hug? What's normal? But was moving back to normal, and was feeling increasingly confident about that and hopeful about that. This summer, we've been making plans for the fall, including today. We had a big, and staff meeting, had a big calendar planning session to get things on the calendar. I've been excited about that and hopeful about that. And then, in the last couple of weeks, I'm sure you know, all of a sudden the COVID numbers are skyrocketing again. The new Delta variant, they say, is particularly dangerous. People are more susceptible to it. It's impacting people more significantly. They're getting sicker. And I'm increasingly hearing about folks who are vaccinated who are getting it. Now, I'm not giving in to hysteria over this. I know that they still say that if you're vaccinated, 2 shots, that you're high 90s% immunity to it, which is comforting to me, and I'm pleased about that. And yet, all the news reports are that it's going to get worse before it gets better, and that we need a booster shot for our vaccines. And every time I see the numbers, they'll say 99% of people infected in the hospitals are unvaccinated. Then the next time 97%. Well, wait, that's lower. And so it's just, honestly, it's made me a little nervous, and it kind of kicked my feet out from under me. It kind of just sort of, all the things I've been getting excited and hopeful, it's like, all of a sudden, now wait, do I have to start wearing masks again? Do we have to make changes here at church? Are there things, can't go to a restaurant? What does it mean? It just sort of knocked my breath out. It just stole my hope. To be honest, it's just been sort of kicking the gut. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Well, I ran across something today. I'm still struggling with that a bit, but I ran across something today. I finished a book I've been reading called Prayer in the Night by Tish Harrison Warren. She's an Anglican priest. Prayer in the Night for those who work or watch or weep. And she wrote in the part I'm going to read to you about joy. This is as I was finishing the book. She was talking a little bit about joy. I just wanted to share it with you because it spoke to where I am in this moment, particularly with the COVID virus. She writes, "In this fallen world, joy is risky. Joy takes courage. Vulnerability is painfully on display in suffering and grief, but we also taste it simply by knowing that we live in a fallen world where we can never see around the bend. So I trick myself into believing that if I don't take up joy or celebration, that maybe, just maybe, it won't hurt so much when grief rises like the tide. I hedge my bets, wait for the other shoe to drop, and protect myself from pain by avoiding the wonder and beauty before me. I try to shield myself from disappointment by not embracing joy. But good things do happen. A baffling part about walking with a God who does not keep bad things from happening is that it's clear that we make good things happen, that He makes good things happen also, and often. God is maddeningly unpredictable and free. Each day of our lives holds relentless beauty, mercy, grace upon grace. Babies are born healthy every day. Marriages recover from the depths of contempt. Many, not all of us, awake each day with bodies that work. We can do good work, brew tea, take a walk, breathe autumn air, and crunch leaves beneath our feet. We laugh, we dance, we heal. Cancer goes into remission. People recover from illness. Mangoes grow. Dead coral reefs slowly regenerate. These things happen, and they happen by grace. They are gifts from God that we are called to receive with open hands. We have to learn to trust God in order to receive even good things from Him. And learning to receive good things from God is difficult, especially if you've been hurt. It's hard to learn to trust goodness and beauty. It takes practice to face the reality of darkness, but also to ask for and hope for light. To risk joy requires hope, and hope is the opposite of anxiety. I am habitually anxious. I catastrophize. I plan for the worst. This habit leads me to, as they say in the South, borrow trouble. Horrors could happen, so I start mourning them ahead of time. It's never too early to get a jump start on misery. But to hope is to borrow grace. It's not naive optimism. Hope admits the truth of our own vulnerability. It does not trust God to keep all bad things from happening, but it assumes that redemption, beauty, and goodness will be there for us, whatever lies ahead. It assumes that redemption, beauty, and goodness will be there for us, whatever lies ahead. Well, I don't know how you're feeling today about COVID or anything else that might be going on that's challenging in your life. But we're called to be people, one, who know that there are challenges in this life. We have to be honest about that. But we're also people who can choose joy and choose hope. Hope that there is beauty no matter what happens. I can't predict the future. I wish I could. But I can promise that there is a God of love and joy, beauty, and grace who is involved in your life and in mine. So cling to that hope.